It is high noon in Rock Hill, South Carolina. Good afternoon and welcome to Rosemary's World of Cannabis. Hey, produced and sponsored by 710 Radio. You know, this is not your wake and bake. No, this is not your afternoon nooner. We gonna be talking about cannabis, and we gonna be talking about decarboxylation. We gonna have Carol, the author of Can of Crocker, the guy that microdosing, on the air with us. But you know what we like to do, so you ain't gotta be interrupted. We gonna go ahead and get the last little commercials and advertisements and all that stuff out the way first, so you will be uninterrupted. So that gives you the opportunity, if you want to go ahead and grab your dates, your dabs, your blunts and everything, roll up and everything. But you might want to don't get too bait, because we got some interesting stuff that's coming out today, and we'd like for you to join in the conversation. Oh, by the way, we're having a getaway today. That's right, I'm holding right here in my hand Can of Crocker, the guide to microdosing. Yes, you want to copy this. This is a must-have for the first timer all the way up to the veteran cannabis user. Yes, indeed. I have a personal copy myself, and I enjoy it, because if I need a quick reference, all I got to do is go right there and go to the book. So let's go ahead and get these public service announcements out the way first, and then the next sounds you shall hear after announcements hopefully is Miss Carol herself. If not, we got some cannabis news for you at high noon. One of them's going to be out the state of Florida, so make sure you don't go nowhere. You're in tune to 710 Radio. Rosemary's World of Cannabis is about to kick off right about now.
Are you feeling like a shadow of yourself? Is your mood on its way down? You could be suffering from low THC, also known as cannabinoid deficiency, caused by 77 years of government interference via prohibition. Do you live in a medical cannabis state or the District of Columbia? Are you over the age of 18 and seeking non-toxic natural health, well-being, and peace of mind? Ask your doctor if cannabis may be right for you. After 10,000 years of recorded human use and 77 years of failed prohibition on the world's most extensively tested plant, the results are in. Cannabis has no known lethal dose and is arguably the safest and most comprehensive therapeutic substance known to man. Cannabis remained in the United States pharmacopoeia until 1941, and cannabinoids are currently patented by the federal government as an anti-inflammatory. U.S. Patent 6630507. Human brains have cannabinoid receptors. Cannabinoids are lubricants in the human body. Due to prohibition, our bodies have been denied essential lubrication. Imagine never changing or adding to the oil in your car. The use of cannabis for low THC may cause immediate relief, including a general feeling of well-being, chronic smiling or laughing, feelings of euphoria, increased creativity or clarity, a greater appreciation for music and art, the desire to dance, increased feelings of inspiration, compassion or unity, a need for truth and justice, or you may wake feeling more well-rested than usual. It's undetermined to know exactly how many symptoms the use of cannabis may alleviate because of federal prohibition. There were dozens identified in the 1909 Eli Lilly Pharmaceutical Handbook. Currently, over 80% of the population supports the right to use cannabis therapeutically, and 92% of its users have declared significant non-toxic relief. The most common side effects, which are usually mild to moderate and may fade or disappear completely over time, are dry mouth and drowsiness. Other more serious side effects can include growing and repairing brain cells and DNA, or improve vision, may prevent Alzheimer's, dementia, glaucoma, nausea, and suicide, may provide relief from autism, asthma, anorexia, arthritis, AIDS, cancer, Crohn's, depression, epilepsy, fibromyalgia, gout, IBS, insomnia, MS, migraine, pain, Parkinson's, PTSD, and spasticity. Use caution while driving or doing other physical activities until you know how cannabis affects you. May cause paranoia or nervousness, specifically caused by real-life government intervention in your quest for life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness in the USA. Ask your doctor if cannabis may be right for you. Brought to you as a public service announcement by the People's Plant, a campaign of conscience.
Hi, my name is Ricky Williams.
My name is Evan Britton.
My name is Marcus Stelly.
My name is Boo Williams.
My name is Jim McMahon.
My name is Chris Cluey.
My name is Kyle Turley. I played in one of the major North American football leagues.
I have 2 championship rings from that big game we play at the end of the season.
In college, I won a trophy that looks like this.
I was a punter for 8 seasons, and punters are football players too.
I also wrote the name of the commissioner on my headband, and everyone lost their shit.
The men who play American football are subject to a life of injury,
pain,
and disease,
both during and long after their careers are over.
And that's why I smoke pot.
That's why I smoke cannabis.
That's why I smoke weed. That's why I smoked weed when I played.
It has, without a doubt, reduced the amount of pain I live with.
It's my body. I know.
But for some reason, the major North American non-Canadian football league refuses to allow players to use cannabis.
Instead of allowing for safe, natural healing,
the sport pushes players towards addictive narcotic painkillers with serious side effects.
So let's get real, Roger.
Football players should be allowed to use medicinal marijuana
without the stigma of it being a banned substance.
Cannabis isn't a drug.
It is a medicine.
And we're back. It is now 5 minutes after the hour. You're in tune to 710 Radio. Rosemary's World of Cannabis. And right on point, we have a caller calling in. Good afternoon, caller.
Hi, this is Carol. How are you?
Just fine, Carol. I mean, you're right on point. I was just going to go into the news from Tallahassee, but you called in, so that works even better. Hey, we're waiting on people to go join the chat this morning, or well, I should say this afternoon. So far, we don't have nobody in chat, but you know how we do. We always late to the party, so we're going to go ahead and start this party without them. How you doing today, Carol? Tell people who you are, why you calling, and we're going to get ready for the show.
Okay, well, my name is Carol Kerr. My friends call me Canna Crocker. I wrote a book called Canna Crocker. I do microdosing, and I have a website, and I also have a body balm that's found there. I'll tell you more about that at the end. Right now, I would like to tell you about that CEASE conference that I went to. First, we about got rained out. I mean, it rained all the way. So much rain that the floorboard of my car was filled with water.
Oh, wow.
And then when we got there, they had this weird freeze. I think I brought the cold weather of Michigan with me. And my windshield wipers froze straight up in the air.
Wow.
I kid you not, it was the weirdest thing, and they told me they've never had this cold weather. I was like, well, I'm used to it, thankfully. But I had brought all warm clothes, so it was kind of messed up there. I mentioned to you, Regina Nelson got arrested, and I was like, oh my goodness, so I was kind of nervous about the ride up there just because, I had out-of-state plates. I didn't want to end up in the pokey just because I was from out of state, but everything went well on the trip up there, and I was really happy about that. MJM Strategies, Patricia, MJ put together such a great event. It was so exciting to be there, and it was inspiring. So many educated cannabis people, and I can't wait to do it again. I know I probably am not the best public speaker there is, or, but I can be entertaining if you give me the chance.
Sound like you had a great time.
We did. We really had a really good time. So today I wanted to talk about decarbing. You and I had got into decarboxylation. It's so hard to say that. The other day, and he said, let's save it for the show. So today I want to start off with a quote from an article. It's, in a nutshell, eaten cannabis gets metabolized by the liver. So delta-9 THC becomes 11-hydroxy-THC, which passes the blood-brain barrier more rapidly and has more of a psychedelic effect than standard THC, says marijuana author Mitch Earlwine, a professor of psychology at the State University of New York at Albany. Smoked or vaporized cannabis bypasses the liver and doesn't create the same 11-hydroxy-THC change. So then the first thing I would want to talk about is the change that occurs when you decarb, and I do want to talk about what decarbing is, but so if I'm understanding it correctly, and you can chime in here anytime and let me know that you understand the same thing.
Okay.
But when you smoke it, it's bypassing the liver, and it's not making this change. And by eating it, if you do this decarbing, you're going to change some elements in your cannabis, and you get more of a psychological or, more of a high.
Right. And that's the exact same way I understand it as well, because I noticed the difference too. Because like I just told you, I had my first cookies recently, and I noticed the difference between having a cookie than smoking, and I prefer to have a cookie.
Exactly, me too. Okay, so the next thing we move on to is what is decarbing. And if you look online, you're going to see all kinds of crazy people sticking their cannabis in foil and putting it at a certain temperature and leaving it in the oven. And I say crazy people because I would never wrap anything with foil, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. But,
oh, my God.
Anyway, so when we decarb, we're trying to take our cannabis and effectively this process removes the COOH group from the THCA molecule by releasing water and carbon dioxide, and it turns it into the psychoactive THC. So in this process, the only thing you're really trying to accomplish, and which this article was written before we knew this, but also the CBDA is turned into CBD at a different temperature, but it does do the same thing. So it says this release of water and carbon dioxide naturally occur during the drying process and happen instantly when you burn one down. Okay, but when making edibles, it's easy to take this step for granted. I'm kind of reading from this here.
Okay.
But the thing is, I everything that I've learned when you're making your edibles, if you're cooking them, you're doing your decarbing in the process when you bake them. But a lot of people like me, we do like a raw vegan treat, and it doesn't go through a heating process. And so their concern is that you're not going to get high enough from your treat if you don't transfer this THCA to THC. And as far as I can tell, and again, do you agree with me that that's the point of this decarb process?
Yeah, because I've tried it both ways. Me and several of my friends have experimented with decarbon and then not decarbon. I guess now this, I could be wrong, but I guess it also would depend on the type of cannabis, the strain that you're using, because we have did several, me and some friends of mine have did several different batches of edibles without decarbon, and let me tell you, we were pretty baked. So that's where, I'm kind of a little confused, because I understand the process, but at the same time, we go back and we wonder if we'd have got higher if we decarb that same one. So that's where my questions lie right there.
Well, what my research, and I am definitely not a scientist and I'm not good with numbers at all, but what I learned is it will affect it by about 0.07% of a change of how much THC would be available. 0.07%.
Okay.
Now, if you've only smoked before, like we were talking about, smoking and edibles, there's just no comparison. But when you're talking about the difference in one edible that had decarb weed in it and one edible that hasn't, I can't tell the difference. I've been doing this for years, and I can't tell the difference when I decarb and don't.
Mm-hmm.
Except the decarb weed tastes nasty after it's gone through the process. So here's the thing that I wanted to bring up. Scientists have begun to unveil that THCA and CBDA contain properties anti-inflammatory, neuroprotective, helps with nausea, loss of appetite, and studies in prostate cancer shows that it's anti-proliferative. So then they're saying they're also checking, right now they're doing studies on insomnia, muscle spasms, and pain. So for me, it comes down to it's a no-brainer because I'm in it for medicine. And the other point that we have to think about is while you're transferring your CBDA and your THCA to THC and CBD, what else are you changing in your cannabis? I mean, you have no idea what other properties may be sensitive to the heat and temperature because nobody's really studying it.
Right.
But we know there's more to it. So I came up with a couple of suggestions for if you're going to decarb, which I don't condemn it either way. If you like to do that, more power to you. But Ken Crocker doesn't decarb and doesn't plan on decarbing.
Now, Magical Butter might argue with you about that because most of the time they say decarb. So that's why I was scratching my head like, really? I don't know.
Well, like I said, it's to each his own. If you find that you can find so much difference in it, then, hey, everybody's weed's different, everybody's procedure is different. I have no idea what to tell you, but I don't trust my oven well enough to stick anything in. So that's where that lays for me. So before you decide to decarb, I would say, have you asked yourself this question, why am I using cannabis?
Exactly.
Am I using it for medicine, or am I using it recreationally? If you're just using cannabis, you can get high, well, decarb the crap out of it and have a good time. If you mess it up, you lost nothing. You know what I'm saying? Other than your buzz. But if you're in it for medicine, if you're trying to bring the cannabinoids into your endocannabinoid system and bring your body into homeostasis and build cannabinoid receptors, to me it seems like you would want to keep all of the properties intact and use them for your good, the way that nature intended for us to have them. My second suggestion would be do your research. I mean, that's what I do before I mess with anything with my cannabis. The procedures I use and how I do it is because of the research and how it works for me. So again, to each his own. But and the third thing would be is if you decide to decarb, consider using a laboratory grade decarb machine or system. They're out there. I had written to a company and asked them to let me use one so that I could mention it on the show and speak honestly, but they didn't give it to me, so I'm not mentioning them. But there are machines out there that do decarb an ounce at a time. So if you want to decarb it, do it in a safe way with a measured machine that knows exactly what's going on versus putting it in the oven. You never, and if you're going to do it, use glass. Glass bottom, glass top. You never want to put foil in the oven. I was thinking when I was writing this, like, aluminum foil is toxic metal that leaches when it's heated.
Right. That's why I was shocked when you said somebody was putting it in foil. I'm like, yuck.
Yeah, and it's linked to Alzheimer's, and cannabis is a neuroprotectant, and it just seems so crazy to wrap your cannabis in, something that's toxic. So I just would say, if you're going to do it, please put it in glass. In conclusion, there are over 50 cannabinoids in cannabis. Most of them have not been studied, they're not understood, and we don't have any clue what we might be changing in this decarb process, other than the THC. And for me, as a patient, I want the THCA, I want the CBDA, I want THC, I want, CBD. I don't need scientific fuckery to make my weed different. And though you might be making a THC, but you have no idea what you're just throwing in the process.
Yeah, that's why I question.
Why risk it?
It's not. I'm gonna be honest with you. For me and you both as patients, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't see the benefit of putting heat to something that we all know. Once you put heat to a product, it usually takes something away. But I've been reading also. They said some studies state that by putting the heat to it, it's supposed to open up these molecules that all the proper TH9 and all this stuff's supposed to come out, and it's supposed to come out in the whatever you're going to put it in. How do we know?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Until we study all of the cannabinoids and we actually get honest answers about it, we're fishing in the dark. And I don't want to roll the dice any more than I have to. I'm really glad that cannabis works the way it does. I'll always be a full plant extract person. I don't go to a dispensary and get just a thing of THC or just a thing of CBD. You know me, I'm growing my medicine. Nobody's qualified to grow it but me. And then I dry it and I make it into oil for myself, and it works great. I don't care what color it is. I don't need it to be clear or whatever. I'm perfectly content with it the way it is.
Yeah, I can understand that. I talked to plenty of people. Can't talk today. I talked to plenty of people across the country, those that are in legal states that can grow, and they say the exact same thing you do. That how blessed they are that they live in a state that they can grow and produce their own medicine. And they've showed me before and after pictures of themselves and their grows and everything. And I just sit here and sigh like, I can't do that here in South Carolina, because if I do, I have the police knocking on my door. But it's like this. If you didn't get a chance to catch my Facebook Live, I was asking everybody to call the legislature. We have a bill that we're trying to currently get passed here now. It doesn't have grow in it. And I've already stated on how I feel about the bill. We need to get some type of bill, then we have no bill at all. And what I'm going to be stating for, if that bill does get read and passed, that changes be made that we can grow, because it's not going to be a lot of people who can afford the medication. And you can testify to this as well as I do, is overpriced.
Oh, absolutely. It's crazy. It's what's happening with the prices. So I think that if your state will at least fight for at least 6 plants, I mean, and at that you're going to need for them to at least, you have to grow big plants to get enough off of it, and that's the really sick part about them deciding how many plants you can have, because I only grow my plants like high.
Mm-hmm.
I can't lift heavier than a 3-gallon bucket.
Right.
I can't. I have to drag them as it is, and so I'm not growing any monster plants. I'm not getting 6 to 9 ounces off of one. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I think when they limit how many you can grow, it really messes you up. So I'm thankful that I can grow 12 here, and if you guys get less than 6, I mean, isn't that what Colorado and California have 6?
Yeah, Colorado and California has 6 plants, but I know it can be done because I've seen different people have 6 plants and they get monster grows out of them because they do different processes and stuff. DC Scroggle down in Washington, D.C., he does 6 plants, and let me tell you something. He's got a program system that I recommend you check him out. He's always on my pages. He gets a lot out of 6 plants, I mean, by use of scroggling. So it can be done. It's just a process of manipulation of the plant that you'll have enough to last you so you're not going to the dispensaries. It's just a part of learning how to grow. And it's an easy process if you take the time, but it's going to be some people out there that can't grow and don't want to grow, but don't want to use a dispensary, and that's why I say some of the laws need to be changed so they can have a caregiver. That's not in the bill currently right now here in the state of South Carolina.
Oh no. And I'm going to tell you that scrubbing ain't as easy as it looks. If you ain't got no knees like me, I can't bend over and do anything hardly, so I would love to try it, but I can't do it because it takes physical strength that I don't have. That's what I'm saying. Every patient is different, and it's so sad that they want to limit us and like treat us all like we all have the same thing. We're all the same thing. We can just do it the way they say.
Right.
Right. Not at all.
So what I think they should cater it to, I think this is my personal opinion, how I think they should do these bills. I think they need to look at the patient and let the doctor make that recommendation of how many plants we need to have, because some of us is not physically able, like you said, to do all that bending and stooping and climbing. And I mean, but people fail to realize growing some of your own cannabis is hard work. That's why some people won't do it.
Honey, I think it ought to be lawful, not legal. I don't think they ought to be limiting us at all. I don't think a doctor knows any more about weed than the freaking judge.
They don't
know anything about what they're doing. They ain't growing plants, and if they are, they ain't telling.
No, this is the problem. They're so behind time, and I get a chance to talk to several doctors from time to time, and I talked to 3 doctors, and they're believe it or not, me and you are more knowledgeable about cannabis than most doctors here in the United States right now.
Absolutely. You know, we've got the hands-on experience, and that's what they lack.
Yeah, so it takes us going back and forth to our state houses, education the legislatures, and don't let them blow smoke up our butts about they don't understand. Make them understand. I mean, this was sad about it, and this is in all honesty. If they're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, the big 3, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, somebody somewhere on their page, they cannot deny that they're not seeing something about cannabis. I know I pick up at least 5 to 6 cannabis ads on my husband's page, and he doesn't do cannabis. So I know for a fact these people are seeing it. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's talking about the revenue alone. The revenue, I hate to say it, might be the key thing that brings us into South Carolina, but if that's what it takes, that's what we need, because what they fail to realize here in North and South Carolina, that brings great tax reform. We just did a report on the Wake and Bake show this morning that they got over $30 million in less than 6 months in the bottle off of tax revenue. That's crazy.
Well, I'm telling you. And the thing is, when you talk about making your laws, that is the time to start talking to them about what they're going to do with the cannabis money that they make. Because I was just appalled to see that Michigan just took the money that they made for medical cannabis or marijuana, as they put it. They took that money and gave it to the state police.
What?
I'm not kidding. They didn't give it to the schools. They didn't try to further cannabis education. They gave it to the police to put on more patrol.
Oh, that's ridiculous. Michigan, boo on you for that. I mean, your schools need it, your roads need it, your homeless need it. I mean, let me use Colorado for a perfect example. Colorado uses in their schools, their roads, their homeless programs. They even gave money back to the public. Do you hear me on this one? Money back to the public. Tax refund. So, I'm sorry, but the police gets enough donations. There's nothing against the police. I love them. I know they got a hard job to do. But this is one time I got to say just no. They get plenty of funding. Our schools need funding. Our roads need funding.
If you knew the amount of property that Michigan is seizing off of people who have legal grows, I mean, and then they take it and then you don't get it back. Even if you're never charged with a crime, you don't get it back.
Wow.
Right now, they're trying to address it at this point, but basically, it's almost like we have legal cannabis here so that the police can make money, not so that the people can get well.
That's because they're writing on the bills.
It's just another avenue for them to gain funds for their department. And it's really ridiculous because, as I said, the main thing is trying to help people have a better quality of life with as least stress as possible. And living in this state as a cannabis station, least stress is not the name of the game. It's a beautiful place to live. I love it here so much. But I cannot understand the lawmakers and their reasoning as if they really think that people are going to be okay if they scare them and take away their medicine and give them dirty water. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, y'all got all kind of problems there in Michigan. I mean, that's another question I wanted to bring up to y'all. By you being a patient and all and being a water condition there in Michigan, how are you treating your water to make sure your plants are okay?
Distilled water, and I use organic nutrients. That system I told you about before. I don't know if I'm supposed to mention it or not.
Yeah, this is an open format. You can mention anything you want.
Okay, Nectar of the Gods is the nutrients that I use.
Okay.
And I keep my cannabis clean and organic. And I just use distilled water. When you add distilled water with Nectar of the Gods, like your distilled water is going to be acidic. It's going to be up around 7 or so, between 7 and 8.
Okay, that's the alkaline level for those who don't understand what a 7-8 is.
And then when you add the stuff out of each stage, early veg, mid veg, and late veg, and then early flower, mid flower, late flower.
Mm-hmm.
As you follow the ingredients in, it drops the pH drastically in the distilled water. And you'll have to add pH up when you're done putting in the nutrients. That's how much it changes. And then it brings my ppms, parts per million, into a line, and bam. So it's super simple. They've got a really super good system put together. I love Nectar of God. And what's great about them, if you go to their website and order a sample kit, for the cost of postage, they will send you the entire kit, quart bottle size.
Oh, wow. So y'all checking that out, Nectar of the Gods. I'll have to put that site up for you. Because we have people that we listen to all across. Let me go ahead and put the disclaimer for the state of North and South Carolina. We are not endorsing that anybody doing any illegal activity. These are for states that's legal. We have 30 states in the District of Columbia that has medical and recreational cannabis. That is for those states. Now, if you get caught up in North and South Carolina because you listened to this show and did that, we are not held liable. Once again, these are for legal states only. Okay, now that we put that disclaimer out there.
Hey, that product is not just for cannabis. I use it on my basil.
Oh, okay.
It's
Okay,
for
well.
herbs, it's for your plants, and when you get a Nectar of the Gods box in the mail, that just that you got good stuff for your plants. It doesn't mean you're growing marijuana.
Okay, well, we got a lot of people. I love to grow my vegetable garden, so I've been doing a lot of studying the plant books, getting ready to plant my little box garden here at the house. So I'm glad to know that because I'm definitely going to be ordering one of those kits myself because I last year I had a pretty good tomato crop, so this year I'm gonna expand out a little further and try me some beans and peas and different stuff like that this year. So I'm definitely gonna be ordering one of those boxes.
Well, you know that I measure on the regular. Things that I have begun doing is having them grow basil. You can clone basil just like you can cannabis. You have to trim it for it to make bigger yield, just like cannabis. So when you work with the basil, you're doing something legal. It's stress-free, because if you kill a basil plant, you're not going to die. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to be like, oh, there goes my whole crop. You know, it'll be sad, but you'll get over it. And so it gives you a chance to feel the plants, to work with the plants, and it's been working out great. People are really actually, and then you can actually dry the basil and make oil out of it the same way. So
that sounds interesting.
Legal process, you're prepared for it if you don't have it, or you've practiced so you don't waste what you have.
Well, see, I hadn't thought about that idea, but that does sound pretty good. I will plant some basil this year, because I'm always running out and having to go to the store and buy it. And I'll be honest with you, I love the farmer market because I can get it from there fresher. I don't like the stuff that I've been getting at the grocery store lately. It just don't taste right.
Well, basil will give to you your entire growth season. If you trim it right, if you just reach down to the middle and pluck that out, and then the 4 outside arms will grow up. And then when they get ready, and you'll know they're ready because they start making little seeds at the top.
Mm-hmm.
So when those start coming up, and you always break those off because that means it's going to flower, and you want all the energy to go into the basil leaf.
Okay.
So when it starts that, you know it's time. You break those off, and more will pop right back up all season long. So I plant 8 plants.
Mm-hmm.
And when I break them off, I got enough to use until they get growing back up, and then I break them off again. 8 plants does this, gal, and I have all the pesto at the end of the year when the garlic comes in and stuff. It's exciting. I think growing basil is a good way. LED lights and nectar of the gods, and they also have soil that you can use, and how you trim. Those are the main things. You know, being able to clone, and I use those organic pods with honey.
Yes.
Instead of Codex. Oh my goodness, 100%. 100%. Every clone has made it.
Nice.
Right.
That is nice there. I didn't know that. Thank you for sharing that with me. I will definitely keep that in mind.
And you can do your vegetables with the root pods as well. And I made a mistake when I was speaking the other day. I said there was cannabinoids in all the vegetables. I meant terpenes. I misspoke.
That's okay. That is all right. We know we sort of figured it out, but thank you for letting people know about that.
Well, there was actually a scientist. The reason I misspoke was there's a scientist there who told me that there is actually cannabinoids in basil and other herbs. He said there's cannabinoids on. I said, really? And I took in what he said, but I didn't have time to research or anything. So maybe he's telling the truth. Maybe he's right. But there's nothing in writing that I can find to back it up. So I wanted to correct myself on that. But nonetheless, terpenes are good enough for me. And if you can make basil oil, you can make cannabis oil. So I think it's a great way to teach people.
Yeah, that's a great practice for those people that's here in North and South Carolina. You can practice on your basil. So when they finally say go for it, you can go ahead and be legal, and you already got it down to a science. That is an excellent that's excellent thought there. I really hadn't thought about that, but yes, I would definitely be looking at doing that, because I knew basil was definitely on the top of my list for this year. Because like I said, I've been moving towards more all organic diet. I'm not quite the vegan yet. I'm working on it because I don't want to go on it by myself. I got a feeling that's going to wind up happening. I'm trying to switch over to a vegan lifestyle eventually. So I figured that'd be a good process in doing it.
I've got to send you some hamburger or get down there. Maybe when I come down in October, we can make a batch of hamburger together, because you've got to, once you make vegan hamburger, it's for me. That was all it took. I put all my vegetables and beans and stuff in one place, and then it's good for a couple weeks. I'll have enough made. I'm done. I don't like cooking.
Well, I just shared recently on Facebook a vegan deli that I want to go to. And I'm gonna tell you what got me so hooked on vegan food. Harvest to the Good had a program last year, and they had these vegan cooks. Man, I bought 3 of those plates. That food was so good, and it tasted like real meat, but it wasn't. I mean, and everything was so healthy. I can't think of the name of the company because I would be glad to give them a shout out. But when I do, I'm gonna repost them on Facebook. That's just how good they are. Everything was so good and so fresh that I just couldn't stop eating it. And I'm like, if this is what vegan food is about, and I can help lose some of this weight and I can get healthier, most definitely I'll be happy to do it.
Well, the veganism came on me for health reasons the same way. But since then, I've learned so much about it that it doesn't make sense to even put the other food in there because it affects how my cannabis is absorbed. And I do this with myself. Sometimes, you know how we get busy and then we don't get to eat until too late at night, but we got to eat because we're going to wake up hungry if we don't.
Right.
When I do that, it totally affects how long I get to sleep, how much rest I get, because there's food in the way of absorbing my nighttime dose. You know, I do num drops out of my book. And if I do my dinner like 6 or 7 o'clock like normal, and then like 8 o'clock do my num drops, 10 o'clock I'm sound asleep. But if I wait till 9 o'clock to eat and do my num drops, I'm only going to get 5 or 6 hours of sleep because it interferes with the absorbency of my food, even though it's vegan. So how much food you eat, what kind of food you eat, whether you keep your body acidic or alkaline, all of those things are going to affect how your cannabis is absorbed.
This is so true. I found that out the hard way once. Excuse me, I need a good glass of water. But excuse me. But the living from Denver to here and the lifestyle I was living in Denver, I was living more of a vegan lifestyle there because a lot of my food I bought in different places that I watched everything I ate. I wasn't eating a lot of fast food. I wasn't eating a lot of hamburger. And it made a huge change, just like you said, in the consumption and your sleep pattern. Since I've been here and going back to my old lifestyle, my sleep pattern has been off and I've gained weight. I've gained 15 pounds, which I'm not happy with, but it's something that's got to come off. But you're right. And to be honest with you, I'm ready to go back to that lifestyle where I'm not eating the fast food or not drinking the sodas. I'm cutting down. I'm down to 1 soda a day, which is hard for me to do. I love my pot. Coffee, that's another thing I gotta cut.
I know how to help you with that.
That coffee, I'm hard with too. Huh?
Oh, sorry. Did you know that all sodas are made with distilled water, and distilled water sucks out the heavy metals and things? So literally, you can be poisoning yourself while you're drinking your sodas. Look it up. You'll be like, oh my gosh, I just learned this because I only drink distilled water through kombucha tea. And somebody was saying, I read an article, this person was saying that if you just drink kombucha tea, you can get sick. Well, when I read about it, it was because the toxins in normal food and processed food, the kombucha tea will suck them out and put them in your system. Well, I don't eat any of those things, so I'm good to go with drinking kombucha tea made with distilled water. But eat the bad things and drink the things that are made with distilled water, you're putting yourself at risk of picking up poisons out of the food that will get sucked out and placed into your system that might have otherwise not have been so prevalent.
You just took soda off my list of enjoyable things. I can't do that to my body. It's gone through enough. So sodas is definitely off the menu. Soda is definitely off the menu after you saying that. Matter of fact, I almost choked because I had a glass of pop right near me, my 1 soda of the day, and I'm looking at that can like, that's it? I ain't drinking no more of you. I'm like, I almost choked on
I know. I couldn't believe it. I was almost afraid to drink kombucha, but then when I read later down, it's what it was. That my diet, the way that you're trying to get to, it's the diet that makes the difference of whether you can handle that. But if you can stop the soda and start the kombucha, all the better. Do you need me to send you a mother?
Yes, please.
Okay, I'll write it down right now.
Yeah, because I want to get everything right. I'm going to get ready. I'll be turning 56 the 14th of this month. Matter of fact, let me pull up the calendar. That's April. Okay, that's going to be not this Wednesday, but the following Wednesday I'll be celebrating my 56th birthday. So I'm trying to get everything in light, for me to go ahead and start my 56th year off right. So that's why I am trying to do all this, because if I'm blessed enough to be here 56 years, I owe my body the rest of my life to be right with it, and as it's getting ready to get on in its senior years, to live right as possible. And the best way of doing that is cutting out all the bad stuff, the sodas, the processed foods and all that other stuff. Get it out my system. That way I can live to be like this lady that's in, I believe she's in Washington, that I shared a story about. She is 109 years old, and I guarantee you she ain't eating no processed foods.
I guarantee. So another good way to get your self right is to pick up a book called Can of Crackers Guide to Microdosing.
That is exactly
and I
right.
gave you some time to give away. Did anybody sign in to get some?
No, that's okay, because you got to remember, this show is going to be listening. This is how we're going to do this process right here. Currently, we have nobody in the chat room, but we're going to go ahead and open it up to the Facebook listeners and everything. If you're listening to this show and you hear us say the following word, and you're going to have to put it, the hashtag word is going to be 40. We're going to make the hashtag word 56. If I see the hashtag word 56 on Rosemary's World of Cannabis, you need to put hashtag Rosemary World of Cannabis 56. The first 2 people that does that get a copy of the Microdosing. And trust me, it's a book that is a must-have. Carol, I love my book. When I'm getting stuck, it is a preference that I can grab up real quick, look up something, and I'm good to go. So that's why I recommend, from the veteran all the way down to the beginner. If you're an activist, or you're a first-time cannabis user, or you're a seasoned cannabis user, this is a must-have for your collection. Matter of fact, keep it close to your laptop. Keep it close to your desk. Matter of fact, carry it with you, because it is such a great reference. Just how you listed everything, and you took the time to take details out. And I love the fact that you can put notes in the back of it. That's my part. I done put a couple of notes in mine that I found different chapters in the book that I really like. And it's not a long read, and that's something especially for me, because I stay so busy during the day between trying to get guests on the show, trying to answer back people's email, trying to answer people questions on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and everything else. So I have that book right there with me for something I don't feel like typing up on the internet. Bam, I got it right there. Pull it up. Hey, I'm good to go.
Thank you for the compliments. That's awesome. I really put my heart and soul into writing it. And I also wanted to let the listeners know, on my website, crackerville.com, I am offering a free book there as well. I've been saying, if ain't nobody going to buy it if ain't nobody read it. So I've been giving out the books and trying to get people interested in it so they can see, hey, this is a really great thing. And I think that the most exciting part about it is you don't have to wonder. I mean, you don't have to say that my process is the best, but you do not have to wonder with this process. You go online and you look at this website says this, and this website says this. Well, I wrote it down for you. You do not have to worry about finding out about this here or that there. It's all there.
That is it. That's why I love it.
What to do with it after you use it, and it's awesome. And you can use it for basil oil. I mean, that's the thing. That's why they call it a cannabis microdosing book, because really, I want you to microdose cannabis. Don't get me wrong, but you can do other herbs as well.
Exactly. That's why I love this. And once again, don't forget, put hashtag Rosemary's World of Cannabis number 56. If you put that in there and I see it, or you get you get me on personal messenger, either one would get you a copy of that book. Once again, Rosemary's World of Cannabis, hashtag, let's put it on the hashtag Rosemary's World of Cannabis, and the number 56. You put those in there, the first 2, either on, I'm going to give you some options. You put it on my speaker.com page under Rosemary's World of Cannabis under the show, or you can put it on Twitter under Rosemary's World of Cannabis. Well, I don't have Rosemary's World of Cannabis, but Miss Green Jeans #1 on Twitter, on Instagram, Miss Green Jeans on Facebook. I'm giving you 2 opportunities. You can either put it on my personal page, or you can go to Miss Green Jeans' site on Facebook and put Rosemary's World of Cannabis 56. If I see it pop up on any one of those, the first 2 people get a copy of this book.
Awesome. And another thing I wanted to tell you was, remember when I was on the show last time, you said you need to get yourself on Twitter. I am on Twitter. I'm on Instagram, but I don't know how to work it very good. I've only got it to work twice, I think. And I connected to those 2 like you told me to. So follow me. #CannaCracker.
I think we might have a winner. Hang on here. We might have a winner. Let's see what we got going on here. See if it let me pull that up real quick. We see something posted on the timeline here. There he is. We got a winner. We got Lily. Lily, send me email through let's see, let's put that correct. Lily, please send me your information through Messenger on my Facebook page. We got a winner, Miss Lily. She is going to be our winner of the first book. So we got 1 down and 1 to go. She hit me up real quick. Hey, that is excellent. We got our first winner. Wow, we're going to go ahead and we're going to post it up after the show of what you're winning. And thank you so much for tuning in to Rosemary's World of Cannabis. 1 down and 1 to go. I mean, that thing popped up. I don't even think I got it out my mouth real quick. There you go, girl. I love it. Let me go ahead and we'll put up your response afterwards, because the show goes in and out when I leave off the page. So, yeah, we got a winner already. Congratulations, Lily. I wonder who's going to be next. This is exciting. I haven't did a giveaway since I left One Blunt Radio, so I'm really excited about this today.
Cool. I am so excited that we got to talk today. I hope that you will continue with your mission. And if you need more books for somebody, you know that I'm always willing to help.
Well, thank you so very much for you being a friend to the show like you have been to myself. We're going to go ahead and let you wind up. We're going to do the last few minutes of closing, and we're going to get some news out there, because I'm quite sure we're going to have somebody else to pop up as well. So, Carol, would you like let everybody know how they can reach you, especially on on Twitter? You gotta follow Miss Carol on Twitter now. She's gonna be, since I know you're on Twitter, you're gonna be getting hashtagged into a lot of my posts from now on. I had forgot you said you was on Twitter, so it's been a busy week for me. I do apologize, but we're gonna attach you to every post that we put out from now on, Miss CannaCracker. You will be attached to it. How about that?
Oh, I love it. Thank you, Rosemary. You are so sweet.
Oh, thank you. You're sweet as well. Go ahead and give everybody your information so they can get in contact with you.
Yes, ma'am. My name is Carol Kerr. I'm also known as CannaCracker, and I wrote the book CannaCracker Guide to Microdosing. You can find me at crackerville.com, and you can reach me through cannacracker@gmail.com.
That is wonderful. Thank you so very much.
Hashtag CannaCracker.
Oh, hashtag CannaCracker?
I partner with Magical Butter, and if you go on my website, you can get $30 off the Magical Butter machine. I forgot to mention this. Oh, my goodness. The responses are so wonderful. They have got new stuff out, and if you use the promo code CannaCracker, you also get a discount. A different discount, so be sure when you go get your Magical Butter things that you remember CannaCracker sent you.
Wow, look at you blowing up in the world, girl. I am so proud.
And I'm going to be in South Carolina. I'm going to be there with you, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, October 22nd at the Hippie Fest.
That is so correct. That's what we forgot to mention. Thank you for mentioning that. Yes, right. Miss Green Jeans herself will be doing Hippie Fest down in Myrtle Beach. We got to get in contact with those folks down there to let them know, yes, it's a go. We will be in Myrtle Beach. The husband already knows. So guess what? He's going to be there too. Y'all won't see him, but you will see me. I cannot pass up that opportunity in Myrtle Beach. In October is wonderful. It's not too hot. It's not too cold. So if you're out of state and you're thinking about where you want to go just to unwind, come hang out with us at Hippie Fest in Myrtle Beach. Trust me, you'll have a great time.
Get my books, get my body balm, hang out with us, and have a good time. Sounds
exactly.
Great.
You can't beat it. And we're gonna be talking more about this as closer to October gets. But I'm really excited about it already because the fact is, thinking about I'm getting to do something about cannabis in South Carolina and at the beach. You doggone Skippy, I'm hyped. So, Carol, it was wonderful talking with you today, and I know Lily's going to enjoy the book. Lily, thank you for chiming in as quickly as you did. We love you for doing it, and we're going to say bye, Carol.
Bye-bye. Much love, one love.
One love. Wow, there we go. Hey, guys, Lily, congratulations. Please send me your address via Facebook Messenger, please, so we can go ahead and get this in the mail for you. We'll put this in the mail tomorrow afternoon because it's raining outside today, so I'm not going out in there. I don't want your book to get wet. Also, we're going to put you a card in there from Carol herself. Thank you so very much. We're going to go ahead and do a quick commercial break here real quick, and then we're going to do the little bit of news from Florida, and I think I got some news from South Carolina. I don't know for sure, but I do got news from Florida when we come back. You're in tune to Rosemary's World of Cannabis on 710 Radio.
Are you feeling like a shadow of yourself? Is your mood on its way down? You could be suffering from low THC, also known as cannabinoid deficiency, caused by 77 years of government interference via prohibition. Do you live in a medical cannabis state or the District of Columbia? Are you over the age of 18 and seeking non-toxic natural health, well-being, and peace of mind? Ask your doctor if cannabis may be right for you. After 10,000 years of recorded human use and 77 years of failed prohibition on the world's most extensively tested plant, the results are in. Cannabis has no known lethal dose and is arguably the safest and most comprehensive therapeutic substance known to man. Cannabis remained in the United States pharmacopoeia until 1941, and cannabinoids are currently patented by the federal government as an anti-inflammatory U.S. patent 6630507. Human brains have cannabinoid receptors. Cannabinoids are lubricants in the human body. Due to prohibition, our bodies have been denied essential lubrication. Imagine never changing or adding to the oil in your car. The use of cannabis for low THC may cause immediate relief, including a general feeling of well-being, chronic smiling or laughing, feelings of euphoria, increased creativity or clarity, a greater appreciation for music and art, the desire to dance, increased feelings of inspiration, compassion or unity, a need for truth and justice, or you may wake feeling more well-rested than usual. It's undetermined to know exactly how many symptoms the use of cannabis may alleviate because of federal prohibition. There were dozens identified in the 1909 Eli Lilly Pharmaceutical Handbook. Currently, over 80% of the population supports the right to use cannabis therapeutically, and 92% of its users have declared significant non-toxic relief. The most common side effects, which are usually mild to moderate and may fade or disappear completely over time, are dry mouth and drowsiness. Other more serious side effects can include growing and repairing brain cells and DNA, or improve vision, may prevent Alzheimer's, dementia, glaucoma, nausea, and suicide, may provide relief from autism, asthma, anorexia, arthritis, AIDS, cancer, Crohn's, depression, epilepsy, fibromyalgia, gout, IBS, insomnia, MS, migraine, pain, Parkinson's, PTSD, and spasticity. Use caution while driving or doing other physical activities until you know how cannabis affects you. May cause paranoia or nervousness, specifically caused by real-life government intervention in your quest for life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness in the USA. Ask your doctor if cannabis may be right for you. Brought to you as a public service announcement by the People's Plant, a campaign of conscience.
Hi, my name is Ricky Williams.
My name is Evan Britton.
My name is Mark Rostelli.
My name is Boo Williams.
My name is Jim McMahon.
My name is Chris Cluey.
My name is Kyle Turley. I played in one of the major North American football leagues.
I have 2 championship rings from that big game we play at the end of the season.
In college, I won a trophy that looks like this.
I was a punter for 8 seasons, and punters are football players too.
I also wrote the name of the commissioner on my headband, and everyone lost their shit.
The men who play American football are subject to a life of injury,
Pain,
And disease.
both during and long after their careers are over.
And that's why I smoke pot.
That's why I smoke cannabis.
That's why I smoke weed. That's why I smoked weed when I played.
It has, without a doubt, reduced the amount of pain I live with.
It's my body. I know.
But for some reason, the major North American non-Canadian football league refuses to allow players to use cannabis.
Instead of allowing for safe natural healing,
The sport pushes players towards addictive narcotic painkillers with serious side effects.
So let's get real, Roger.
Football players should be allowed to use medicinal marijuana
without the stigma of it being a banned substance.
Cannabis isn't a drug.
It is a medicine.
We're back. You're in tune to 710 Radio, Rosemary's World of Cannabis. And I can't believe I haven't screwed up one time today. I know this is a great show. Carol from Canna Crocker, thank you so much for the giveaways, the love, advice, and everything. Girl, you make my show great, and you know you have an open door anytime you want to come back. Oh, before I forget, guess what? Opie's Law is going to be on this show next week at this time. Yes, indeed, at high noon. You can hear what Opie's been up to. I told y'all Opie's retirement wasn't going to last long. So we'll have Opie's Law on here next Tuesday at high noon on Rosemary's World of Cannabis. I'm excited about that. I can't wait. But as promised, we're going to go ahead and give you this last little bit of news. Hey, you know how we do it. The last pull of the day, or should we say the last pass of the blunt for the day. How about that? Let's see. We did have it, and you know how phones do. They go ahead and they go down on that. And you know my phone stays busy. Y'all hear it all the time going off. So there we go. Let's see. Can we pull that up real quick for you? I'd be glad when we get a better system, but we work what we work with right now. Okay. This is out of Florida, May 16th. Now, remember, put this on your calendars, May 16th. A Tallahassee judge has set a one-day trial date for May 16th in the legal effort to overturn the state's ban on smoking medical marijuana. But in order, the circuit court judge Karen Gibbons said she will first hear the state's motion for summary judgment at 10 o'clock that morning. So, summary judges will allow parties to win their case without trial. So I just shared this on my page and Miss Green Jean's page for to read it more. Thank you, Bill Monroe down in Florida, for sharing that information with us. Bill is a man. When I say Bill is huge down in Florida, Bill Monroe is huge. If you want to know anything, follow Bill, because Bill be getting it down with the get down. Bill is also a very special friend to minorities for medical marijuana. So thank you, Bill, for putting that information in for us. Wow, that is great. This is one other thing. Oh, Kentucky has shared up. I also put this on my page and Miss Green Jeans. They want you to keep calling. This is the background noise you'll hear in the background. That's where you'll know you got the right number on the right thing. Kentuckians for medical marijuana. They got this. Please keep calling 1-800-327-7181. Let me give you that number again. In Kentucky, please keep calling 1-800-372-7181. The chairman, Joe Bishop, has granted House Bill 166 a committee vote this Tuesday, 3/6/18. After adjournment of the session, we begins at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you got exactly 1 hour to go ahead and knock that number out. We need patients and citizens to attend to show Kentucky legislation that our Commonwealth wants and needs medical cannabis. See you there. Once again, update the House Standing Committee on Judicial, House Bill 166, vote in Frankfort Tuesday, March 6, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, room 171, the Capitol Annex. And to give you that number again for the last time, 1-800-372-7181. That is for Kentuckians for medical marijuana. Kentucky, y'all know y'all got a place in my heart as well. I lived there 5 years. A beautiful country, beautiful friends there. And I'm trying to help out my brothers and sisters down in Kentucky. Hey guys, y'all almost there. Y'all are so close. We're going to try to help getting you there. So guys, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. That's the show for today. We have done our part. We have entertained you. We have informed you and educated you like we do on every Tuesday and Thursday on Rosemary's World of Cannabis. It sounds kind of funny that I don't have any music to play, but we try to keep it an all talk show format for those people that like to hear the sound of my voice without any music. So with that in mind, thank you, Rick, down at 710 Radio for sponsoring this show and helping us do what we do Monday through Friday on the Wake and Bake Show with Miss Green Jeans. And then on Tuesdays and Thursdays. First was going to be with Rosemary's World of Cannabis. The second is Rosemary's World of Cannabis with our person, the highness with the mightiness, Elevated L&B's on with me on Thursdays, and we always have fun on that show. So, hey, you got to think about it. You get two of the best worlds. You get the stoner and you get the educated stoner. You got 2-for-1 deal. You can't get any better than that. And you got to think about it. You're getting it from a different view than that everybody else is giving it to you right now. You're getting it from a different perspective altogether. And you already know what those perspectives are. So, keeping all that in mind, guys, we want to thank also the following people. Minorities for Medical Marijuana. Imagine this. Also, the Women for Cannabis in North Carolina. Also, we want to thank Normal in North and South Carolina, both chapters, for staying in with us, helping us out whenever they can. Who else we want to thank today? I want to thank the TAC products. We want to thank Canna Crockery. We want to thank Magical Butter. Magical Butter has worked with us for several years. We're going to get back with them and see can we go ahead and get them on the team as well. And Highest Kites, thank you so very much for letting me post on your board. Matter of fact, make sure you check out my friends at Highest Kites. That show is off the chain. It's one of my favorite shows here on Facebook. I'm trying to think, is it anybody else? If I left you out, I didn't mean to leave you out. I just got to thank so many people at one time. That's my time, ladies and gentlemen. I'm out. We'll see you on Thursday. One love.